right. We're back. Welcome back to Casual Conversations with the homies Tito and Guru. We're here. We know it's late, but we want to get this up for people who need, we need those Tito's pick'ems. So we know, you guys are, your spread is not incomplete unless this guy picks. So we wanted to make sure we do that. But yeah, let's start off with you, Guru. Everybody, Thursday was Guru's birthday. He turned X amount of years. I'll let him tell you. So I just want to say happy birthday to Guru.
Thank you very much. I turned 50 for all those out there. 50.
Nice.
I'm happy to be there. Thank y'all.
So how was your what'd you do for your birthday?
Well, I flew to Virginia, saw my family, saw some friends, stayed for about 5 days, just enough to chop it up real good, and then came on back home to California. Had fun though.
Nice. Hopefully you got, birthday, But
yeah, it was.
Yeah, glad to have you back. I know you hit us up like you're on your way back, so appreciate the dedication.
Thank
you. Tito, how you doing? How you been?
Just same old as always. Work. Slowing down a bit, so that's pretty good. And just chilling with the fam, man. Always low key. I got a PS5 today.
Man, you're lucky.
Came in early, so Chris came early, man. It was set to arrive on Monday. And it came in today. So
have you been playing?
I haven't opened it yet, though. But I'll do it tomorrow. I mean, I had a long day of work, man. I was like, hey, let me unwind, with the fam. Let me chill. And,
we're cutting into
after football. Nah, not at all. I heard it takes a while to update right off the bat, man. So I'm just like, yeah, it's supposedly, like an hour or two, like just set up. So we'll see what up.
That's cool.
How about you, Ramir?
Yeah, just work. Just been putting some hours in at work, trying to figure out some videos, doing some other things for people, catch up on some edits. Also, the family. We're moving in like 2 weeks, so getting all that straight, trying to figure out what we need. Luckily, it's not that much. My wife is, she works from home some days, so she's been getting all that stuff prepared, so that's pretty cool. What else? Yeah, that's it. Preparing for the holidays, everybody's sheltering in place, so this is going to be my favorite Thanksgiving. No one has to come over, and I don't have to go anywhere. So that's the best thing ever. Us four, we can just eat real simple. Real nice, get it up. I like family. Don't get me wrong. I miss everybody, but clean up or having to travel, that's not my thing, man. I'm more of a homebody. I want to eat. I want to eat dinner in like some pajamas. But anyway, let's get this show going. We don't want to keep you guys here too long. I know we got a nice show. We got some basketball, then we're hopping into the football. We got a few hot topics, and then we're going to get to y'all favorite part while you're here for the NFL picks towards the end. We're going to try to get all this into this like a 45-minute hour show. We're not trying to go longer, but if we do, we'll see if we can. But first, NBA. We got the NBA team I want to talk about that I've been talking about all season, about how they had the best players in the world and the greatest team. Oh, I almost dropped my mic. Hold on, my light is not there. And that's the Houston Rockets. Stories came out. Westbrook wants out. They might blow up the team. They even look. It's not. I don't think they're going to trade James Harden, but that was thrown up in the conversation. So Guru, I know both of you guys been wanna. Y'all been tearing into me this whole season, the COVID NBA season and the off season. And I guess I was wrong. I'll be the first to admit it. I guess they're going to blow the team up, but go ahead, Guru.
Well, I don't really feel like they necessarily have to blow the team up. Look, these are two players right now that are in their prime. I think it's going to take a coach that has a system that complements both of their skill sets, because I do believe they can play on the floor at the same time. It's just going to take a disciplined coach to make sure that his superstars run his system. But I just don't see how it's going to benefit the Rockets if either one of them are gone when it comes to competing in the West. So if you do get rid of one of them, you better bring someone in who is able to help your team contend for a title.
Yeah. Tito?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody that watches the show, you guys know me, blow it up, go for broke, man.
Blow it up.
GRT motto, go for broke.
I don't think so. I'm with Guru. But
Nah,
go ahead, Tito.
I think they do have to, man. Like it's like what it hasn't been working. I mean, yes, they got a new coach now. Maybe they'll maybe he has a different scheme or whatnot. But I mean, you still have James Harden. He still does what he does. You still have Russ. He still does what he does. Like they're two ball dominant players.
Mm-hmm.
So if Russ isn't happy, I mean, if anything, I had heard rumblings that maybe he caught wind of the team. Maybe they are possibly shopping Harden, and that's why he didn't. Now, like I don't know how you can kind of rebuild on the new GM. You have a new coach. Like I don't know how you can be a contender right off the bat like that. I mean, yes, you do have one of the premier players in Harden. Then you have, a top tier player, a couple years removed from an MVP with Russ. But I just think that their styles are too contradicting. Like even Russ, man. Like I know Harden's a good defender, but and I'm not, hopefully you guys don't kill me for this, but I'm not saying he's a lazy player. But like Russ has that intensity, and you know that he wants the team to play exactly like him, and I see that happening in the Rockets. So it's like maybe that's why he wants out, but I don't know. Like something has to change there. Something has already changed. I don't know how you can go to be doing what you're doing with a new GM, with a new head coach.
Um, no. I think I think the team is. I don't know. Maybe the media is blowing this out of proportion, but I'm not too far away with saying that. I think if they get rid of, if they just need to play more traditional basketball. Like look at the teams that made the finals. Like even though Bam is kind of like a small center, but they had that 1 through 5 mentality, and the Rockets with Mike D'Antoni playing all this crazy like small ball renditions that he don't have to do. It didn't bode well for the players. They get back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. That might be better. Besides 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, are basically guys that is.
Yeah, you have the king of ISO though, man. Can he play traditional ball?
Yeah, he's a, yes he can. You can pop it up to him and he can shoot the ball. Period. Like he can switch and do pure shooting guard type of things. Like to me in the West, like we're not talking about the Clippers now, but the team, like look at the Clippers. They about to blow up their team maybe, but they still play traditional ball to where they kind of made it further. And I didn't want to admit in a season because you got to have hope and you can't let that doubt creep in. But playing gimmick ball in the NBA is never going to bode well for you. So I think if they get back to it and see what this new coach does, I think they'll bring. I think Westbrook should wait. Him and Harden should talk it out because I'm not saying LeBron is slowing down, which he's not, but he might. So it could be anybody's year. And plus the Warriors getting back and they're gonna make the championship with basically 2 shooters. But
I just think that you keep them. I just think that you keep them both together. I don't think that either one of them are going to benefit being away from each other at this stage of their career. They're in their primes. It'll take a coach that has a system so similar to a triangle where you move the ball around and you take advantage of the matchups instead of like what you were saying, Raymir, the small ball, D'Antonio.
Yeah.
You know, keep them together. Get you a big man. There's a lot of big men in this draft, and you can move some pieces around, but I don't think you split them up.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll see. NBA season is about a month and a half. Oh, a month and a half, maybe less. Yeah, about a month and a couple weeks away, potentially. But now on to football. I know last week I talked about this player a lot, and I said that he needed to play better. But I also said I don't think this coaching staff is doing him any favors. So now just hear me out. The Ravens have a good record. They have a great team. I'm not saying they're not trash. They're losing to like the top tier teams, and Lamar Jackson is going to be judged on if he can win the Super Bowl or not. So it's precious with that, but it's also good that you can be that type of caliber player. But Lamar Jackson had some comments about the offense this year. He said this past week again, and he was admitting that the defense they kind of know what type of plays are running. So I'm taking this back to the coaching staff and the GM, because when you look how this team is built, what type of help are they giving Lamar Jackson? Like, when the Ravens' priorities coming before Earl Thomas got cut, but the highest paid players is like 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 is like defensive players. You got Judon, Earl Thomas, Marcus Peters is highly paid, Brandon Williams. They brought in Calais Campbell. Tavon Young is paid. And then I think Willie Snead and Mark Ingram or something like that. But then you got Jimmy Smith there, and then you repaid Humphreys. And it's like, who do they have on the offensive side of the ball that's a playmaker besides Mark Ingram? He's not playing. They're kind of like struggling without him. But this receiving core, like even Hollywood Brown, you got 5'9", 5'10" receivers that really can't do cuts. And it's like you're not bringing nothing in. And then everybody's pressuring like the Seahawks to make a move to get AB or another receiver, or the Packers to get a receiver in a trade because Aaron Rodgers might need some more help. But nobody's hollering this for Lamar Jackson right now. And that's why I kind of had to take a step back. Like, man, they're calling the same Ricky plays, and they're not really doing much to help him out. It's like, it's similar to me of a it's not as bad, but it's like the Patriots and the Cam Newton. It's like, who do these guys have around them to really make plays? And I'm just seeing like all these harsh critics, not all harsh critics, because some people can recognize what's going on. But I'm saying all these type of things about Lamar Jackson is failing, and you need to see more. But who do you have? Like Willie Snead, like the fifth, sixth best receiver on the Saints at the time before he came there. Brown, 5'9", just a speeder, a guy who hasn't been in the league 2 years, and Dez Bryant. It's like, come on, man. Like, of course he's going to keep throwing it to the tight end. That's the only young, able guy he has. Like, that's like, he has no first-round talent around him at the skill position besides Hollywood. But I'm just saying. I don't know. So I think everybody needs to take a step back and really look at the whole spectrum. Like, the Ravens are a good team, but they're just becoming one-dimensional. And I'm not putting all that on Lamar Jackson. Yes, he's making some mistakes, but which one of those receivers on his team right now that you would want on your team?
I'd take Willie Snead.
Man, get out of here. Snead is not a top tier receiver like that.
He's not, but he's reliable. He's going to get you those tough catches over the middle. You keep him in the slot because he's not really. He's not.
You have the weakest team in the league, and you mean to tell me you would take Willie Snead over any of those receivers on the Cowboys right now?
Oh no, I wouldn't say that.
All right, okay, thank you.
As far as on the Baltimore Ravens, though, I would take him over. He's a veteran.
Yeah, I'm just basically saying Lamar Jackson, he's a good, okay quarterback, but he's also a quarterback with no help.
Hold on for a second. Let's stop. You are so wrong right there. Lamar, his record reflects it. I guess you're just drinking the juice that the
I
media
said he
is
was
putting
cool.
out. there.
Hey, I said he was good. I just said I'm saying basically I don't agree with the harsh critics that I think is more on the coaching staff and the GM for not putting that talent around him. Like they expect him to be Atlas and hold up the whole world on his own, and I don't think that's necessarily right. And I think he's right for calling out the media. So, listen to my full. Go ahead, Tito.
I think I think you're right. I think you're right, Raymir, in that I don't know. Like, I want to see Lamar Jackson play better. That's just me. MVP, he's not playing, MVP caliber at the moment. But I do think that the coaching staff has this if it ain't fixed or if it ain't broke, don't fix mentality. Because it's like the offense was moving, was humming. Where they struggled was they ran into a Chiefs team, and I'm thinking they thought, hey, let's pump money into our defense, and it's like that's pretty much the mentality that they went into this season, where it's like, it's going to be Lamar, he's going to do his thing. We need to stop KC if we run into them in defense. So, right, I think it goes to the head coach. I think it goes to the GM and be like, all right, well, now we see this little bit of a slump, and it's not even a slump. They're still, I mean, they're okay. They're not, they're not out of this world like they were. I mean, there's another quarterback that we're not talking about today, but, he spun. He should have similar numbers as he did last year, and better numbers, I think, than Lamar had last year. But I think you're right, man. It comes to the way that it's being coached. He has no help. But a little bit on my part, Lamar needs to play a little bit better. Reigning MVP, but go out there and do what you were doing.
Yeah, a whole year worth of tape. I don't know. To me, at the end of the day, looking at this NFL and look at this NFL, especially this season, not having the OTAs, no preseason, you need players. You need players that are really like top tier players. Like all the good teams have like good players, like even at the skill position, and he's just not. He just doesn't have those. Like Snead is good, Brown is good, Andrews is good. Like those guys are cool, but they're not like next world level. Like who's the top team in the NFL right now? Name a top 10. Name 3 top teams in the NFL. What do you think?
Chiefs, Chargers. No. I mean Chiefs. Chiefs. And a couple other teams. Green Bay. And I would say Seattle. Even though they lost 2 games, they're still a top team. They will be scared.
All 3 of those teams got world-class skill possession players. World class. Every single one. At the end of the day,
that's what it takes.
It's good quarterbacks. It's good or great quarterbacks and great skill position players. Mostly always wins the whole thing. So Lamar Jackson he's a good guy. Like it's the same thing with Dan Marino or anybody who has a good couple of years. They just need that extra help. And the teams that do not put that help around them, the guy sinks sometimes a little bit. And I'm not saying he's sinking. I'm just saying anybody needs help. Like Jordan needed pimping. People need extra things. Maybe when Mark Ingram gets back healthy, and maybe he is that spark that's missing. But I'm just saying John Harbaugh, coaching staff, coaches and offensive coordinators, GMs, they didn't do him a service this offseason and before the trap deadline. All he got for all his hard work and all the stuff he put in was a rookie running back that he didn't need and Dez Bryant.
Well, I have to agree with you when you say schematically they haven't changed basically. And listen, in college, Lamar Jackson threw for almost 4,000 yards. He can throw the football. What they have to do is take a lot of that read option out and play him like a regular quarterback that he is. He will still be effective, if not more effective than most quarterbacks because he can avoid the rush just as well as anybody. And he knows how to read coverages. Bob Petrino at Louisville played a complex offensive system. It wasn't all what you see now in Baltimore. If you go back and look at the tape, I just feel like they need to change up the offensive scheme. Yeah, change up the offensive scheme. Let them get outside the pocket and stuff, throw on a run where the receivers, even when they weren't that good last year, could get separation because Lamar, you know. Change it up a little bit. I agree.
Yeah, maybe, you know what? All right, me bashing the receivers, maybe it is just the play calling because I don't know. Like you look at the Chargers right now, they're a losing team, but their play calling on offense seems way better. All right. So we can move on to that. So speaking of, these guys are real struggling quarterbacks. So Brett Favre, the great Brett Favre, Jen Sturgeon, I shouldn't have said that, but people be forgetting that. Like, Brett Favre had scandal. His wife had cancer, and he was wilding. But anyway, he was on ESPN. He had some comments. He said that they asked him like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on with Carson Wentz? Do you think he has his gunslinger mentality? What do you think needs to be fixed? How should the Eagles feel?" And he said the truth. What everybody's thinking. The Eagles made the mistake, and they got rid of Nick. They should have kept Nick Foles, and they should have maybe shipped Carson Wentz. Now I'll go last since I went first. Okay, Tito, you can take it first.
I agree. I think this show agrees, right? I mean, we've spent plenty of time talking about Carson Wentz and what he is and what he does and goes. You know, like to me, he does just enough every single week. Don't know how, but just a week to continue to have a job. But
crazy.
I think he's right. I think it's right. I think Foles definitely suits that system better. But at the same time, though, man, like for me, the missing link, and I don't think I've said it in the show before, but what I think really, really is happening, they lost somebody on that coaching staff that I think had a more prominent role than what people believed to be, and that was Frank Reich, the head coach of the Colts right now. He was their offensive coordinator, and it definitely seemed like as soon as he left, is when Philly started. You know, the quarterback hasn't been playing the way that they should be playing. You know, they're not that top tier team out there. Look at what the Colts are doing with the quarterbacks that they have. But I think Foles definitely suited that system a little bit better. You know, you don't need an out to run their offense to do what they need. And he was fine, but Wentz, the risk factor, you have the mobility. He wants to, he's the big name, and I think he wants to live up to that name. That is just getting themselves in trouble. But I think Brett Favre's right.
Yeah, Guru?
Well, first of all, I would start by saying, who the hell is Brett Favre? The man who's thrown just as many touchdowns as interceptions. But I will say this. I do agree. Listen, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, all right? You keep that play, and everyone goes back to when he, I guess, tore his knee, and they said, oh, he's never the same. Well, guess what? NFL don't care if you're never the same. Next man up. And guess what? He is up, and he stinks. And Doug Peterson stinks as a coach, and they're both out of here at the end of the season. Mark my words.
I hear you. I don't know if Doug Peterson gonna be out as a coach because he won the Super Bowl as a coach, and Philadelphia doesn't win anything, so they might hold on to him a little bit longer. But I agree, man. I think Brett Favre. Brett Favre is an NFL quarterback, so he knows he has that Guru. Come on, Guru. Like we don't.
He can't read defense that well, can he? He'll kill you, won't he? Brett Favre is a playoff killer. He'll sink his own team.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's been in the NFL, so he has an opinion. I get it. Like we haven't been in the NFL. We can watch the. It's blatantly obvious that Carson Wentz was the wrong choice. I don't understand how they even went to Carson Wentz after the Super Bowl, and they gave Carson Wentz the starting position for no reason, and they were stinking it up. And then I think he got hurt. And then Nick Foles willed them 8 games straight or whatever he did to get to the playoffs. To beat, I think who did he beat? Oh, he beat what's my boy's name? No, he beat he beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But the next year when they went to the playoffs, he beat the Bears. Yeah, he beat the Bears in the playoffs the next following year. And you get rid of that guy for a guy who has potential. Like, come on, man. Like, within that system, he was already doing pretty good. And Carson Wentz, he mentally he doesn't have it. At the end of the day, if he was another quarterback, a la Cam Newton, they'll be killing him after the things he be saying after the press conference. Like, I'm just gonna just play my game. Like, no, you need to stop. You need to stop. That shouldn't be your game to be like tossing something like, some guys, and Carson Wentz is the number one, not the number one, but he might be one of the number one pacified person in the league right now, and it's taking this long for people to see it. I know on GRT Sports Casual Conversation with the homies, we've been calling this since week 2. Like, we've been calling, sometimes you got to call a spade, and, the emperor doesn't have no clothes, and you have to tell him. But nobody wants to tell the Philadelphia Eagles because they were sticking with this guy, and the NFC East, everybody picked them besides the Cowboys, but most people picked the Eagles to go because of Carson Wentz. And now the fact that the East is atrocious, like atrocity, they're the worst division in football, and his team is not even above 500, and he's barely squeaking out wins, and he's not even a favorite to win. My favorite to win this Sunday against a 2-7 team is telling. I don't care about the skilled position players that he has shuffled in, shuffled out, because Nick Foles did it with peanuts twice. He did it. He shows you that he can play with anybody who's on the team. And these decisions that Carson Wentz are doing are boneheaded mistakes. Like, he's throwing interceptions, he's forcing the ball, and that's something a veteran quarterback or any quarterback in the league, rookie, second year, third year veteran, they shouldn't be making those mistakes. And I think it might be time if Carson Wentz, he's like what Tito said, he does just enough to stay on the team, and he might, considering the fact that the East is so weak, he might do just enough to be 7-9 to go to the playoffs, or maybe 6-10 to squeak into a playoff game where people are like, all right, we made the playoffs. We got to keep him for at least one more season.
You roasted you. I'm glad you did, because no one is talking enough about, all they're talking about is, oh, he doesn't have this around him. Good for you, Ray Mir. Look, this man is making $34 million.
Should have never got paid.
And he can't hit. Yeah.
Never. People always say who's better. He's better than Jared Goff. I'm like, nah, Jared Goff at least plays, and he gets his team into good positions. Carson Wentz hasn't done anything. He didn't do. I'm not gonna say he didn't do anything, but he only had flashes. They paid this guy for flashes of what he could be, and I'm not gonna talk about Dak Prescott, but they were all in the same draft, and I wouldn't pick Carson Wentz, a Division II school guy. Nah, that's going too far.
I'd have took Dak number 1.
Not in that draft. You wouldn't have known to take him number 1. I think Jared Goff was the right decision.
I did my scouting, took him.
Oh,
SEC,
here we go.
90 touchdowns.
Here we go. Where's the time? Where's the time machine so we can see what go?
Oh, your quarterback, your backup, your fourth string quarterback, bum off the street, gives you some glimpse of hope, and now we get Guru back. We get Dallas Cowboy rooting Guru.
Yeah, Guru, you had the fans like clamoring, like, I'm glad Guru finally came around. I'm gonna start watching them show more. All right, well, we're done with Brett Favre comments on Carson Wentz and Nick Foles, but let's move on to Derek Carr, Las Vegas quarterback. Go ahead, Guru. I'm gonna let you. This is Guru. I know everybody's thinking this is me. I put this on the show, but I did not. This is Guru. Go ahead, Guru. Let's hear it.
So there was an article last week in MMBB about Derek Carr, and he's having his best season statistically. Numbers, completions, yardage. This is his 3rd year in John Gruden's system. He seems, had it down a little bit more. He's taking shots down the field But there's a lot of GMs around the league, and this article just came out the other day that are. What they say is, and I kind of believe it is, and Tito, you tell me if I'm right or not. They say Derek Carr, he's doing a lot better. But if you get to him, he's it disrupts his rhythm. Like if you hit him, he's a whole different man. Do you agree with that, Tito?
Well, I do and I don't. The reason that I don't is like any quarterback that you get to is gonna disrupt the rhythm. Like that's everyone. Like you can say that about golf. Like exactly. Like
no, I'm talking about
so it's like
good hit. I'm talking about a good. If I come and deck him real good one time, I have happy feet. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely is there. I mean, I think the one thing that with Carr, he hasn't been the same since his injury. So obviously, it definitely is one of those things where it could be in the back of his mind and everything like that. Like, hey, I'm gonna get hurt again. But he's playing. He's playing okay. I still see the Raiders as a playoff team.
The Raiders as a playoff team.
Dude, get this. I think they're 3-1 on the road. That's phenomenal. So it's like they're doing something right. I mean, maybe they should move out of Vegas.
Who did they lose to on the road?
No,
they need to stop They need to stop playing in Vegas. If they're 3-1 on the road. But and they beat they beat the Chiefs. So it definitely comes down to they're playing all right. They have a good squad, but it's Derek Carr still needs to show up. I mean, that was the same last season, right? Like a lot of games he lost single-handedly. It was on him, but it was make or break. It was close games. That throws a 10-win team last season. So it's like it's there. It's just it's like I agree to I
yeah. So Ramir, I guess I'll ask you as a Raiders fan, what do you see from Derek Carr, and do you agree? Is he on his way to being a top tier quarterback, or will he be gone after this season?
He's not. If the Raiders, First of all, we need to change the Raiders' potential playoff team to potential Super Bowl contender. We just need to stamp it right now. We need to stamp this right now because I don't think people are respecting us enough. We have 3 losses. We lost once on the road to the Patriots. I don't know how that happened, but it was early. That's when that was pre-COVID Cam Newton, when he was playing pretty good. And I'm not saying he's playing bad, but Julian Edelman, whatever. But Derek Carr this past Sunday and his past couple of weeks, especially this past Sunday, he got hit a couple times. And he kept his composure, and he even ran for a couple of first downs where one was out of bounds almost next to traffic, and the other one was a dive that he did that he got hit on. So I'm thinking he's there. I'm thinking he's buying into it because unlike the other team we mentioned earlier, the Ravens, he has the offensive weapons around him to really do something. Like he has his best receiver he ever had in his career was Amari Cooper and nothing else. But now he has an all-pro tight end, and I bagged on the Raiders for bringing in Jason Witten, but Jason Witten is doing something for this team in the locker room. I think he's getting Waller to play good, more of a tight end type, and he's kind of bringing that, and he's kind of telling these people how to be professionals. And Derek Carr, with the running game we have, we got Booker, we got Rashard, we got Jacobs. Derek Carr is seeing things differently. We never seen this Derek Carr take shots like we had before. That's always been his problem. We lost a couple of games that could go either way last year, but those games that we're losing, like how we beat Cleveland, how we beat the Chargers, how we beat even KC. Derek Carr is showing up in these moments to win the game. Like I don't know, like the Raiders their schedule's going to get pretty easier now. But we got wins against the Panthers, who's a good losing record team. But we beat the Saints, the best team in football right now. We beat the Chiefs, the real best football team in the NFL. We beat the 6-2 Browns. Let's not forget that. They have a great record. And we beat the Chargers. I'm just saying Derek Carr has turned the corner, and these receivers are getting yards. He's 18 touchdowns for 2 interceptions. I don't care what these GMs can say. That's great stats if you get the wins, which we are. Derek Carr always been fool's gold. He's always been having good stats. He's always been having his touchdown and interception ratio always been kind of okay, but the wins were not there. But this year, if you look at Derek Carr play, like I said 2 weeks ago, and it's been a consistent thing. I have not been mad at Derek Carr this is the longest stretch I have not been mad at Derek Carr in my life. He's been a Raiders quarterback for 6 or 7 years. And I'm always complaining about something. Like when we lost, who did we lose to? Our last game. We lost to the Buccaneers. I was not mad that we lost to the Buccaneers. I was mad, but I wasn't mad at Derek Carr because he still somewhat played a good game throughout. It's just that the defense let us down in the third and fourth quarter. But Guru, Derek Carr might be turning the corner. This might be his year to where, like we said, this is a career year for him. And sometimes people like Kirk Cousins and maybe Derek Carr, people play good when it's their make it or break it year. I don't care what he does next year. If he gets to the Super Bowl this year, like I tell my kids all the time, Ray and Nolan, one of y'all come here. I tell them the same thing all the time. If Derek Carr makes it to the Super Bowl, and if the Raiders win the Super Bowl, what I'm gonna do? Cry. I'm gonna cry. You heard it.
I just want to take it back. I just want to take it back and one of our first shows, I think it was our draft show where we were talking about free agency and what the Raiders were doing and how Raymir wasn't a big fan and how he was giving them
Corey Littleton is still a D-.
But who was talking about winning? Who was talking about winning and why they got him and what he was going to do for that team and what was going to happen?
Yeah. You called it. Called a spade a spade. You got Nostradamus, Tito Diamonds over here. Yeah. I agree. Guru, I don't understand. I don't see how you don't see what part Jason Witten is working. And also, Jason Witten, to me, Jason Witten, he's sometimes you need that old veteran person on the team. And the Raiders really never had that veteran leadership. Like, I wasn't a big guy. I mean, I wasn't a big believer in that until I got older to understand how far leadership can take you. Like, even on those scramble plays where I think 2 weeks ago where Derek Carr scrambled, he missed Jason Witten on an open path. Most of, what Derek Carr is used to is missing somebody and going somewhere else. But he missed him, and Jason Witten, he just kept chasing the play down, waving them down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you learn from that. Like, all right, you keep the play going. All right, Jason, and then they cut to the sideline where Jason Witten is still hyping him up, but he's still somewhat coaching him up at the same time. Like, oh, nah, when I played with Tony Romo, he kind of scrambled, and we kept making it going until the play is over, the play is over. Because Derek Carr traditionally always gives up on a play way before he should, and he's not doing that this year. Raiders Super Bowl 2021 coming soon. I'm going to cry. Real big man tears. Make a video. Go viral. Casual conversation.
In the Super Bowl, they just got to go?
Nah, they got to win.
Okay.
I cry when they go.
Save the tears.
Yeah. But if they lose, I'm probably gonna cry too. I did when I was in the 9th grade. I think I was. Yeah, that was. You never mind.
Okay.
That was actually one of the worst days of my life. But a football team.
Washington football team. And what I want to mention, Haskins. That's who I want to talk about. So. Alex Smith has started, the last 2 games? Mm-hmm. Or were they on a bye last week?
He started 2 games. I don't know. Maybe he lost 2 games. Maybe it's a game he came in for Cal Allen, and then the last game he started.
Okay, yeah, you're right. And look, eventually they're gonna have to turn back to this guy. You know, they've invested $14 million in him. You know, that money's not going away. So put him back in. I agree with you, Raymond. What you said a few weeks ago, and you repeated saying, is that you know, Dwayne, what's the name? Alex Smith needs to just retire. You know, go take a seat somewhere and retire. And it just goes. It's not the problem. And when you have guys out there getting opportunities to make mistakes as they grow and learn. Got a guy who is in his second year and hasn't played 16 games. You know, you need to put him back in there. And if Washington doesn't put him back in there to play, I think it'll show that head coach is disingenuous, and he should worry about his job. If he should worry about the fan base if he does not put this young man back in and let him fail, he should make. Again, I don't judge any quarterback really until they play at least 32 games. I got 32. But damn, can he at least get 16? Can he get 10? Can he get 10 games? You know, this feel-good story with Alex Smith is for the birds, and it needs to go. And I tell you right now, Dwayne wasn't a problem. And it goes back to saying from week one till now, they still losing. Now who they gonna blame it on? Put the boy back in there, or else trade him.
Yeah, I got a lot to say, but go ahead, Tito. You want to go next, or you want me to go first?
I can go. I mean, I don't have a lot to say in a sense of, I mean, is Haskins good? I was never sold either. Like, I mean, glimpses here and there. The one thing that I would say is you're kind of right, Guru, but some of the blame has to be on Haskins as well, man. Like, you know, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like, where's the work? Where's these, videos that you were doing in the off season that I slimmed down, cut 20 pounds or whatever, like where's all of that? Like fire, like, all right, let me have a drive to get back to where I need to go. Let me develop, like have somebody like Alex Smith that's been through the ringer. Like, what's he taking from that? And that's one of those where it just seems like Haskins has given up as well. Like, he doesn't want to be around, and it's just like it needs to go both ways, in my opinion. But I think I really think of it was the NFC least. Rivera said, he saw the opportunity to be like, hey, we're still in a spot for playoffs, and guess what? Anything could happen in the playoffs. There's an extra team getting in this year. A losing record team can get in and run the gauntlet. Like, it's anybody's game. Top teams, players can go down for what it could be your playoff week, right? So it's like, it literally is a toss-up year with so many unknowns, with so many very, like, it's not all on, hey, this is the talent's there, we got to see what's going on or anything like that. Like, if you genuine, this is going to give you the best one, then go, but the team sucks regardless of the matter behind. I don't care who's quarterbacking. They're not, they're still they're moving the ball, but they're not winning these games, and they're not going to win these games.
Okay. All right. So, Tito, you said all that, but I have to tell you, I 100% disagree with everything you said. To me, I think Washington is playing it all wrong. They have to. Like, to me, as far as Haskins going, you have to put him back in there. And you said, and I'm gonna just break down a couple of points that you said that I kind of got a little devil advocate against that you have. That's naturally what you think. You said you don't know about Haskins. That's the thing. You don't know because he hasn't had the games that he needs. You have, even if he fails, you need to give him the thing that you have to give him those games. They brought Kyle Allen and started Kyle Allen to give him a tryout to see if he could be the guy. Why not just give the same thing back to Dwayne Haskins? You have to at least see if he can be the guy. You said the team sucks. They suck anyway. So right now everybody's on the tryout mode. And why not try out the guy that's 21 years old who can be there for 10 plus years if he turns out to be good? Besides Alex Smith, who's a walking. He's a feel good story. I think Alex Smith will be back next year. I think he needs to heal up one more year and he'll be back. But he's not the team long term solution. The playoffs is a good thing to root for, but I disagree with you, Guru. Ron Rivera's going nowhere after this season. He's going to get at least another shot. So you can go ahead and have your experimental year this year. And to him being sick, he could have been sick. And trust me, I'm a sickly person. So sometimes when you be sick and you kind of got to let down work, and that's not always on your first mind. So sometimes you got to give a person the benefit of the doubt that they don't feel well. And then, he did slim down. That's just internet stuff. But, the same thing. It's a short off season, no OTAs. You have to stretch people out, especially you at this point to where you don't look like you're going to win. You're not going to win that much games. Put them in there, see what you can do. I'm not going to bring this guy name up because I don't bring it up much. But like Sam Darnold, to me, he has got the full potential to see if he can fail or succeed in the NFL. And at least he got it. He got that opportunity to really play those games and show flashes and then stink it up most of the time. But either way it goes, he got those times. It's too much. We don't know nothing about Dwayne Haskins. So that part, to me, I can't write him off or I can't bring him on because he obviously didn't get that chance. Obviously. I don't know what he did.
He has to play.
Yeah. The one thing I do know about Haskins and Guru, you actually point with that video that you sent us where they broke down his actual offense, is that he's not a decision maker. And that's the one thing that you can definitely say, he just wasn't making the right decisions early on. But
Tom Brady threw 3 picks on Sunday and he didn't score not one touchdown. So I'm not, and I'm for sure in NFL picks. I'm picking him. Spoiler alert! To beat the Carolina Panthers. So I'm just saying, you can always be forever learning. And Dwayne Haskins. He could learn and he could kind of go through the paces. Like you said, he wasn't really that deep in the Ohio State. He had 1 year when he started, but most of these guys have 1 year when they start in college and come out, and they take that time. They got that dedication. And in the NFL team to fail. Even Jamarcus Russell had time. You know what I'm saying? The only player I really compare him to that I think of recent year, besides Josh Rosen, is Josh Rosen and E.J. Manuel. Those are the only 2 players I ever could think that got drafted high that were on a short leash for no reason. Remember E.J. Manuel, Florida State, Buffalo Bills quarterback?
Yeah.
Remember Josh Rosen?
He retired at 27.
UCLA, Arizona Cardinals quarterback. He got shipped out because of Kyler Murray. But like Brett Favre, like other quarterbacks, maybe Dwayne Haskins go to another team next year. Dang it. I know what I want to talk about. My top 5 wide receivers in the NFL. God dang it. We'll do it next time.
Okay.
Well, I was just, before anything else about the football team, so I'm going to just go right into it, just real fast.
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm putting D-Hop up there. D-Hop and Stephon Diggs. Those are the top 2 NFL wide receivers, maybe. Now, hear me out. The rest of the 3 can pick out Tyreek Hill. I'm not putting Chase Claypool. Chill, Guru. But let me just say this one time. I'm looking at the teams they play for now and the teams that they left. In the quarterback situation after they left. Minnesota Kirk Cousins is on a sharp decline this year. Josh Allen is looking like a Pro Bowl, might lead his team deep in the playoff type of quarterback because Diggs is out there digging and running these routes and doing what he's doing. He's actually a great receiver, which he was in Minnesota. Same with D Hop. He has midget Mac quarterback looking like a stud right now because he can get the ball to 15 times. Deshaun Watson is looking like he's digressing this year because he has no talent, and that's what D Hop brought. He cleared up one whole side of the field to where he's going to get all this attention to Will Fuller, and they have this one. They have one whole side to themselves. So we can talk more about it after Sunday and see what these guys do, but I for sure want to put those guys top 2 now. Because all the other receivers in the top that we had, their quarterbacks is playing good with other people. Like Metcalf is playing, and like Russell's playing good with Lockett. Aaron Rodgers played good with all his receivers when Devontae Adams was out. Not saying those guys are not top 5, which I still think they are. But as far as impact-wise, I might have to go with D-Hop number 1 because he's been doing it as consistent longer. But Diggs, their team is turning around, and there's only one new addition on the Buffalo Bills team, and that's him. So, playoff chances. All right, so we got losing records, NFL losing records. If you guys can think of any team that's 3-5 or 4 or whatever, what losing record team currently do you got the best chance? Who do you think is making the playoffs? Tito, do you? I said Tito first for a reason. Losing record. Go ahead, Guru. Go ahead, Guru.
Yeah.
I'm really encouraged the way we played the undefeated Steelers. I was really encouraged by Garrett Gilbert, whose father.
Guru, did you cut out? Dang, the internet didn't even want to hear his lies. That's crazy. Oh, there you go, Guru. You're back. My bad. You're back.
I feel like with him in the fold now, I think our shot at getting into the playoffs in our division is good because we went toe-to-toe with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And defense seems like they're waking up a little bit more. Even though the line sucks and our secondary still sucks, I feel like because our division sucks and our quarterback play is probably going to be better than everyone else's come by the end of the season, that we will be in the playoffs.
Do you have an AFC team?
Yes, the AFC team. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Carolina Panthers.
No, that's NFC. NFC South. I need the AFC.
No,
team.
No, they're AFC.
No, NFC. Carolina, Bucks, Saints, and whoever the last team is.
Oh, that's right. AFC, I would have.
Come on, Guru.
The Chargers. You said they were playing good.
2-6 Chargers. All right, Tito. Who's your team from the AFC or in it? Well, whatever. Go with conference you want to go with first, and then go with that one second.
The AFC is actually pretty hard, man. Like I don't see any losing team in the AFC.
Yeah.
I mean, for winning team, you have Miami. I mean, Miami. I actually think Miami gets into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but I think they're a pretty good team.
Yeah, between the AFC East, the West, and the North.
Yeah.
South. Dang.
But it's like, I mean, yeah, like North. I mean, dude, you have Pitt, you have Baltimore, you have Cleveland. Then you have Indy, you have Tennessee, like then you have KC, then you have Vegas. Like it's I don't think a losing team would actually go from the AFC. From the NFC, hands down, it is going to be I hate to say it, Philadelphia Eagles. Like somebody has to win. It's definitely going to be with a losing record. Carson Wentz, as much as we hate him, as much as we bash him, he does just enough at the very end to stay competitive. Because guess what? All you have to do is beat the other NFC East teams to make the playoffs. That is all they have to do. They don't have to win any other non-division in order to make it. So I see them going. Dallas, to speak, not to steal, not to throw shade, but yeah, let's throw shade. Don't you think that Pittsburgh was probably looking a week ahead? Like we're playing Dallas, like we don't really have to worry. They were coming off from a short week anyway, so it's just like, nah, don't have to do anything. But hey, there's some encouragement there. It's the little wins. Blind squirrel can find a nut too. So
you really trying to insult our Cowboys? We come out to play, and no one takes it easy on us because they know that we coming.
Okay, guys, whatever.
I don't know. You guys couldn't score on my team. 3 points.
Who do we play this week? Who wants something this week? Do we have a bye this week?
You do not. Actually, you might. Nope. I'll check it right now.
Because I know we play on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, luckily you have a bye.
Oh yeah, because we was going to get into somebody this week. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so for my teams, all right. I'm not gonna.
Please.
I mean, it's easy to pick an NFC East team because they have to make it. So I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna choose one of those teams. I'm gonna choose a crazy pick then. The Atlanta Falcons.
Hell no.
Hey man,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I won't say you're
they
crazy.
They have to run the table to get to the playoffs. Like they have to not lose any game. But Matt Ryan is playing
the division.
I know.
Look at their division.
No, I'm just saying I had to pick a team. I'm gonna pick them.
Oh yeah, well that's a good.
Yeah, it was.
I forgot.
It was either them or. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not picking the Niners or the NFC East. One of those teams has a losing record, so by default they're going to get in. So I'm not. I don't even.
That's a good.
That's some BS.
That's a good pick right here.
They need to change that. Yeah, I can see them. I don't know. Julio's been coming around. Ridley's getting back healthy, and Matt Ryan has not been making dumb decisions at the end of games. Raheem Morris must be in his ear or the offense. Somebody is telling him like, "Hey, just throw it away or go down. Don't try to be a hero. You are not athletic. You're getting older. You can't just And they've been winning games. The games where they like 99 or 95% chance of winning, they won those games finally. They lost 4 games at the end of games to where they could be like a whole different record right now. That's just suck right now. And in my AFC,
they'll have the Chargers.
Yeah, but the Chargers is in the AFC West, so I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, my AFC team. This is hard because a lot of teams, most of the teams in the AFC are pretty good. Like we just seen Thursday night Colts versus the Titans. That was a pretty good game for Phillip Rivers, I guess. The Steelers are undefeated. The AFC North has 3 winning records right now. AFC West is the Chiefs and the Raiders, and then the East, the Bills, the Dolphins. But my surprise pick, because I just want to, you can't count this guy out until he's out, and that's the New England Patriots. Just because until Bill Belichick outright loses the AFC East, I'm giving him a chance to still beat all those teams when he play them. So maybe, I'm believing in the Miami's defense, but I don't know with Tua being a rookie quarterback how much he's going to hold up once they get that film on how he plays. Like this next Sunday, this Sunday against the Chargers it's going to be a lot. How far he goes. But yeah, until they're out, they're not out to me. They got the greatest coach of all time. The Patriots, they suck. Only because they have no players. I don't know. They have no skill position players drafted later than the 6th round. How was this team supposed to win? How? They got a
It's gonna
bunch
be
of
tough.
Benaducci's and Harry Douglas and Harry Balls. They have nobody on that team. Cam Newton is older and he's coming back from injury and he's looking a little slower, but he's making plays. Like I seen that one touchdown pass he missed with a faster guy, he would have got it. And you know what was what the play that said the most about the receivers was he hit number 10 on the screen. And he like ran across the whole field for like the first down where he almost got into the end zone. I was like, is this not the most slowest running that you can do right now? Like these guys have to be rated 82 speed in Madden. Like I just popped in the game just to see what they were at because he was going hecka slow. But we'll see, and we'll talk more about Cam Newton next week because this game, if he can beat the Ravens, that might tell the rest of his career, but not career, but season. I don't think his career is on the line because people need players. But yeah, that's my team. The Patriots until they're out because I still believe in their coaching staff. And the Falcons because I want the Falcons to go all the way because I'm a Todd Gurley fan and I'm a Julio Jones fan. And I like the team, man. I like the makeup of them. And that's all right, picks.
Alrighty, we're gonna try and bash through these real quick. So, the first game that I have is we have Houston. So they're.
I'm going with Houston. I believe in Houston.
Man, I'm going.
J.J. Watt.
I'm going Houston. Surprise pick, man. This is my surprise pick.
Okay. I haven't been doing really good with my picks lately, so sorry to the watchers. Next one is Washington versus Detroit. The snooze fest. Detroit is -3.
Oh, Washington. Alex Smith got to win the game eventually, right?
I'm going Detroit.
I got Washington.
Surprise.
Then we have Jacksonville. Green Bay is -13.5.
Let's skip this game, man. We all know who we're picking.
Green
I'm
Bay.
going with Jacksonville.
Are you serious, Guru?
Yeah. I'm going with Jacksonville.
Guru.
Something.
If they don't win this game, I'm texting you all day Sunday, okay?
And if they win,
if they win, I got you. This. I owe you something in the future.
I know.
So we have next game. We have Philly versus the Giants. Philly is -4.
I'm going New York.
I actually like the Giants here.
Giants. Danny Doolittle.
Man, people keep talking about Justin Herbert, but Daniel Jones is looking good week after week.
He's starting to get better each week. Yeah, a little bit.
All right, the next one is Tom Brady's versus Guru's second favorite team, Carolina Panthers. You have half.
I gotta go with Tampa. I'm going with Tampa. I have to. I love Teddy, but
yeah, shout out to Teddy Bridgewater. Been playing pretty good, so give it up to him. But no Christian McCaffrey, Tom Brady. That team is embarrassed. I think they're gonna come back with a vengeance. I'm going Tampa Bay as well. I think that's my lock of the week. Lock it in.
I'll go Tampa Bay. Part of me wanted to go Carolina, but no Christian McCaffrey. So, and so those were all morning games. There's actually 5 afternoon games. I guess they just wanted to switch it up. You have Denver versus the Raiders. Raiders.
Denver.
I got Raiders.
Cool. Always coming with some.
Be a close one. It'll be a close one.
6-3 next week, dude. Go respect the record after this.
Alrighty, the next one you got the Chargers versus Miami, and Miami is a -1.5.
I'm going with Miami. Their defense is like that. They're better on that side of the ball than people realize. I saw
No. I think people are realizing it. They have the record for it. And to me, Brian Flores is looking like a mad scientist who was right. He called it. He knew what this team was. So I'm going Miami. If you couldn't tell.
I agree with everything that you just said, Guru, but Ramir, but I'm still gonna pick the Chargers here. I think Brian gonna give people a run for their money for coach of the
Okay.
game. We have Buffalo versus Arizona. Should be a Arizona is -2.5.
Those are the two best receivers in the game I just mentioned. I didn't even know they were playing each other.
I got Arizona.
This is the hardest game for me to pick this week.
I got Buffalo.
Man, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I got Arizona.
Hi. Game is going to be Seattle versus the Rams.
I have the Rams.
I have Seattle. I'll take the Hall of Famer.
The Seattle's defense is trash, Guru. I think I said that. Who did they play last week and lose to?
I forgot Buffalo.
Yeah, I picked Seattle, but if you go back to the show, I said their defense. I should pick against them because their defense sucks, and they're gonna give Josh Allen make him look pretty good. But go ahead, T. On next one.
The next one versus the Saints. Saints are -9.5.
Saints. I hate the Niners.
It's not the fact that I hate the Niners; it's just that they don't have a good team right now. Saints.
I got the Saints. The next one should be a fun one, but you got Cincinnati versus the Steelers, and Steelers are -7.5.
Steelers.
It's a division game. I'm actually gonna take there's my surprise pick. I'm gonna go Cincinnati.
I'm going Cincinnati. I like Joe Burrow.
Then we have the night game. We have Baltimore versus New England. Baltimore is -7. I got Baltimore.
Okay, I have New England. To me, you got. I'm fighting for my life. You got somebody fighting. So, go ahead.
All right. And the last game, we have Monday night. We have Minnesota versus Chicago. Minnesota is -3. Dalvin Cook's been balling out.
Yeah, I'm going with Tiny Soda.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Minnesota as well.
Yeah. The Nick Foles experience. They might as well go back to Mr. Trubisky. Well, I think that's it. All right, Guru. We know. Happy birthday once again. We know you you just got off a flight. We know you're tired. We see your text message. Oh yeah, you did the time switch thing. Yeah, that sucks. My bad, Guru. I forgot all about that. You've been going to sleep early this whole week, and now we got you back up on West Coast time. Any last words, Guru?
Yeah. Yes, I just want to thank everyone out there. Thank you for the birthday wishes, fellas, and to all those who are watching. Thank y'all for watching, however many there is. We love having you, and we're always going to bring it to you as long as we can.
For sure. As always, thanks, Guru. Thanks for the watchers, catchers on the rewatch. Really, what it comes down though, man, I want to give a super, super big shout out I know I don't know him personally. I definitely rooted for him as a player. But Derek Jeter, owner of the Miami Marlins, just the first female GM who's been around baseball for 20 plus years. Definitely has the resume, has the credentials. I think this is a definitely monumental hire on a baseball level. Not just, the being like that, but I think it literally is the right high organization. So kudos, super kudos, big baseball, go Dodgers. Derek Jeter, shout out. Ning is the last name for the GM. So she came from the Dodgers organization at some point too. So that was cool.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Pay the players. Go for broke. We out. Peace.